The general in charge of the operation explained how the American elite troops captured Nicolás Maduro inside the military fortress in the capital, Caracas.
Amor. Ay.
Oh no! The operation that led to the capture of Nicolás Maduro was marked by an image that spread around the world in minutes and became the symbol of a historic operation. The former Venezuelan dictator, who had led the regime since 2013, appeared handcuffed, wearing sports clothes, and with his senses such as sight and hearing blocked. This scene was not just a photographic record, but a carefully crafted message to show the power and precision of an elite military operation. Covering Maduro's eyes and ears immediately caught the attention of the entire world and raised a series of questions. Many still wonder why the American forces chose this method of sensory suppression. In this video, you will understand that nothing was improvised. Each action followed established military protocols designed to reduce risks, prevent communication, and maintain absolute control over the prisoner, highlighting the cunning of Delta Force in this mission. Welcome to Life in the Barracks. After Donald Trump posted the photo of Nicolás Maduro inside the helicopter on social media, the global impact was immediate. A single image managed to carry multiple meanings at the same time. The image served as proof of life to respond to political pressures, and at the same time as a clear demonstration of the strength and operational capability of the United States. While figures close to Maduro demanded confirmation about his situation, the photograph showed the world that he was in custody, under control, and being treated according to established protocols. For defense experts, the use of techniques such as sensory deprivation is a common practice in high-risk military operations. The objective is clear and precise. To prevent any communication, avoid the detainee recognizing agents or methods used, and ensure greater control over their movements. This protocol reinforces the security of the mission and significantly reduces the risks of escape or resistance. The use of headphones by the captured individual was a detail that caught attention. Although many interpreted it as a way to suppress the senses, experts point out that this measure may also be related to air transport protocols. During the helicopter transfer to the warship Iwo Jima, the use of hearing protection is mandatory for everyone inside the aircraft to reduce the impact of intense noise and preserve the detainee's physical integrity. In addition, the headphones contribute to the isolation of the prisoner, making it harder for any attempt at communication or recognition of sounds that could reveal information about the operation. The handcuffs, in turn, are one of the most traditional elements in any detention. In Maduro's case, they not only ensured immediate physical control, but also reinforced the message that he was being treated as a common detainee accused of serious crimes. The use of handcuffs prevents sudden movements, reduces the possibility of resistance, and conveys to the international public the image of an arrest conducted within legal and security protocols. Visual blocking done with dark glasses is another common tactic in military operations. By depriving the detainee of vision, the agents drastically reduce his ability to react and prevent him from recognizing the team members or the places he passes through. This technique increases the level of submission and ensures greater control over the prisoner, as well as protecting the identity of the operators involved in the mission. It's a measure that, although it seems simple, has a great impact on the effectiveness of the operation. The water bottle in Maduro's hands was perhaps the most symbolic detail of the released image. More than just a basic health and safety measure, it served as a political signal that the detainee was being treated properly. In high-profile international operations, the perception of how the prisoner is treated is just as important as the capture itself. Showing Maduro hydrated and with access to basic care reinforces the narrative that, despite the firmness of the military action, protocols of dignity were respected, legitimizing the operation in the eyes of global public opinion.
NAI 1000, which is an old coffee building.
All of this is calculated and is part of already established practices, but it's important to highlight that such protocols have been improved over time. The United States, having participated in multiple wars, urban conflicts, and capture operations in different countries, have accumulated vast experience. This experience didn't come ready-made, but was built from both successes and mistakes made in previous missions.
Thanks, soccer.
That's why allowing a prisoner to cause trouble for the team after being captured is considered a tactical mistake. It's serious because the process of transporting the detainee is still part of the operation and needs to be carried out with the same rigor and control as the initial capture phase.
General Dan Caney, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, says that the operation was named Absolute Resolution,
known as Operation Absolute Resolve.
It took months of operation and collaboration between all the armed forces and the intelligence services of the United States.
That's why measures such as sensory deprivation, the use of handcuffs, and strict movement protocols were implemented. These are not just details, but guarantees that the prisoner will not be able to compromise the mission or put the safety of the operators involved at risk. Trump revealed in an interview that the operation to capture Maduro had been in preparation for days, but was only authorized when all the conditions aligned.
Last night, the conditions became favorable. Part of the Venezuelan capital was without power, according to Trump, due to an action by the United States. After passing through a mountainous region, soldiers from the U.S. Army's elite unit, Delta Force, arrived by helicopter at Fort Tiuna at 2 in the morning in Caracas, 3 in the morning in Brazil.
UN News Radio. We were going to do this 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, and suddenly everything opened up. And we said go, stated the president to Fox News, highlighting that the final decision was made quickly and directly. Shortly before midnight in Caracas, the order was given, allowing the military to have the entire night to act under the cover of darkness, a factor that increased the chances of the mission's success. General Kane, who led the operation, reported that he received the order along with a message of confidence in which President Trump said, "Good luck and go with God." This phrase symbolized not only the presidential authorization, but also the political and moral support for the elite troops, to carry out a high-risk mission. The choice of timing, prior preparation, and the element of surprise were decisive in ensuring that Maduro was captured without time to react, in an operation that combined movements by air, land, and sea. What followed was a 2-hour and 20-minute operation that surprised not only Caracas, but also Washington and the entire world. Trump did not follow the mission from the White House Situation Room, as would be expected in operations of this scale. Instead, he stayed at his residence in Mar-a-Lago, Florida, surrounded by advisors and accompanied by CIA Director John Ratcliffe and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. From there, he watched a live broadcast of the capture, later describing the scene as something incredible to see, comparing the experience to watching a television show. But he emphasized the speed, the controlled violence, and the precision with which Delta Force executed each step of the mission. Maduro was caught off guard in the early hours of the morning while attempting to lock himself in a safe room at Fort Tiuna. According to Trump himself, the door wouldn't have lasted more than a minute against the force used by the elite team. The former Venezuelan dictator was quickly subdued without even managing to take refuge in the room. Experts point out that the treatment given to Maduro reflects the logic of law enforcement. He was not treated as a wartime enemy, but as a detainee accused of serious crimes, including conspiracy to commit narco-terrorism and drug trafficking. This explains the use of typical prison protocols, such as handcuffs, sensory isolation, and security measures during transportation. The operation also highlights the logistical capability involved. From Fort Tiuna, Maduro and his wife were taken by helicopter to the warship Iwo Jima, and from there, they went to New York. Each stage was planned to reduce risks and ensure that the transport was carried out with maximum security, leaving no room for unforeseen events. In the end, the episode revealed the expertise of the United States in highly complex military operations.
Helicopters carried soldiers who rappelled down ropes, subdued the security, and reached the couple. Then, an aircraft landed in the courtyard and took the two from Caracas to an aircraft carrier on the high seas. The operation, which was successful according to President Trump, took months of planning.
The capture of Maduro was carried out by Delta Force, an elite unit trained for extremely risky missions, supported by the Southern Command, which had already been positioned for months at sea near the coast of Venezuela. This combination of strategic planning, early positioning, and precise execution explains why the operation was so quick, effective, and symbolic. If you want a specific video about Delta Force and the Navy SEALs, leave it here in the comments. Here on Vida No Cuartel, you stay up to date with everything happening in the military world. Leave a like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos that's appearing on your screen. Onward, fighters. See you next time.